Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere.
Welcome to A La Carte, your premier cooking show. I'm your host, Chef Jones, with Good Meal Deals Personal Chef Service. And you can find me on social media, of course. Good Meal _deals on Instagram or even on Facebook, Good Meal Deals. And I'm joined here with my great host, of course.
Hello, everybody. It is Chef Laurinette with Helping Hands Food Delivery, and you can find us on all social media at Helping Hands Food Delivery. So, welcome back to another wonderful episode of A La Carte. Hope you like our new setup today.
Yes, we surprised y'all. Y'all wasn't expecting this, but we got to switch it up and keep things funky fresh.
Absolutely, a new setup today. So, we have another wonderful episode, great articles, great tips on the A La Carte channel. We always have recipes, food-based news, things that are going on in the industry, educational techniques and tips for you guys as always. So I'm going to hop right in.
So, of course, the news. We talked about this previously
Yes.
on a couple of our episodes, which is very interesting. I find this to be very interesting. Amazon with their new meal kits now. We talked about them joining with the Whole Foods
and Uber
Eats
and having their own delivery. So Amazon is making big moves once again. Even bigger now. They're starting to be involved into a different segment of the food industry. So not just delivery, not just online shopping or online ordering, but meal kits, which is pretty cool. So they're in direct competition with other companies like Blue Apron, HelloFresh, or Gusto, if you guys are familiar with either three of those. And
it's something. It's a challenge because I feel like Amazon is about to do their thing. They've been putting their foot down in a lot of different places.
Yeah.
So that is something. Also, I do want to say hello to all our live viewers on Facebook.
Hi, Facebook Live.
Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you guys are sharing and liking and subscribing and do all those great things and just keep it coming. But with this Amazon meal kit, they talk about it's a new home delivery, like you said, like with the HelloFresh and all that. It's similar, but with the Amazon kit, the boxes are a bit smaller, so they give you a bit more choices, and of course it is affordable.
So they said right now in the initial phases they have about 17 meals that you can choose from, and the kits average between $8 and $10 per meal.
That's right. That's pretty good.
That's pretty reasonable. I mean, you can go to a fast food restaurant and spend $8 on non-healthy food,
a burger and some fries with a Dr. Pepper or maybe a large Coke.
Now if you want a large, now you're at $9. No, so but basically when we talk about the impact of Amazon, when they made this announcement that they were going to be starting these meal kits, Blue Apron stock dropped 11% in 1 day.
1 day.
In 1 day.
We a bit worried for Blue Apron. It's a shame we have to wear blue aprons over here. I'm thinking about changing our A La Carte aprons now.
Well, I mean, it's a testament to Amazon and the power of Amazon, truthfully. I mean, when they started the Uber Eats, their similar style of Uber Eats with Olive Garden, I believe it was the restaurant delivery, when they started delivering via drones, and they're a step ahead of everybody.
Already.
Yeah,
they got their game plan already
and
set.
they have the footprint to do it.
That's right. That makes it even better. Also, with this Amazon, these meal kits that they have, like if you sign up, of course, Amazon Prime, they have it to, if you sign up regular Amazon, okay, that's $14.99. But if you're an Amazon Prime member, you're getting it for $10.99. Plus, then your meals are 8 to 10.
Yeah, and then you have the faster delivery too. So
they give you the works. They give you the works with all these 17 different meals that I was even reading about in the article. The El Pastor tacos. And,
those look really good, and the ingredients look great. So you can see in the article, it comes with like a recipe card. It has the details of the ingredients and the quantities. It has the recipe with detailed step-by-step instructions, and then all of the ingredients. Obviously, they come in plastic bags, from what I understand, like some type of Seal Fresh plastic bag, but they've laid them out for the picture illustration purposes.
And
it looks really good.
Easy to follow.
Yeah,
easy to follow step by step, so that way it's no problems And I just feel like this approach is just
It's the way people are choosing to eat now.
Yeah.
I mean, even with the grocery store, having your groceries delivered, you know, when people are doing our recipes, I think it's really important why we give you guys all of the details that we do up front is because a lot of people order their groceries online now.
They do, and it was, I know this
including
is completely
myself.
like aside from what we're talking about, it's still in the same genre, but I was just reading about like how everything is starting to become like whereas you don't need a person to actually do it. Like you could just go online or you can go into a machine, self pick up, or like
they have a new salad vending machine.
Y'all.
Which looked amazing. I wanted to try it just to try it, but anyway, I digress. I think Amazon is moving in the right direction. They're taking steps to dominate the industry, basically.
Oh yes. So if you guys have like any comments or your feedback, how you feel about this Amazon meal kit, or even let us know if you use the new meal kits, or HelloFresh, or the Blue Apron, or the Blue Stove, whichever kit that you use. Let us know what your experience is. But of course, Amazon is trying to put their foot down, so all we can do now is just wait and see where this goes, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty successful. So
I agree.
Pretty successful.
We might need to try one for the show. Compare the different type of food delivery services.
We should. I was thinking that was my next step. That I would say maybe we should try it because I am interested in this Amazon because seeing what they doing, how they moving. I do want to see. We can maybe get one
from Blue Apron, one from Amazon, and really just compare the two. Who has the freshest ingredients? Who had the better delivery? Who had the better customer service?
That's right.
Easier to order, so on and so on. So yeah, that'd be a good little project. We'll try that for you guys. Yes. So that was the news.
That was our news, you guys.
And so basically we have a great recipe for you guys today. Without giving too much, we're making sloppy joes.
Sloppy joes.
Yes.
That's the kids' favorite, you know. School coming back, so we want to make sure the kids are getting excited about eating and learning and being healthy. So
exactly. What we both came across when cooking sloppy joes, or a lot of meat products, when you have to brown the meat or cook the meat first, we always got a lot of questions about how do we get the burned food out of the pan, like cleaning it. So
even just extending from the meat part just to the sauce, because you know some of the sloppy joe sauces that you get in a can, they contain sugar and other ingredients, and that tends to stick on the pans. And you know how we feel about burnt pans.
Yes,
you gotta know how to clean them.
So we appreciate you guys' questions that you send us Facebook Live and through the email. That's how we come up with these topics. So the question was, how do I get the burned food off of my pans, basically. So we're going to go into those details.
With the burnt foods, I couldn't really say it's simple because then we wouldn't be showing steps. But the first step with the pans, burnt food, of course, would be to remove it from the stove. You don't want to continue to have it on the heat. And basically, burnt food gets stuck on the pan because you're cooking at a high heat temperature, medium to high heat. And so it cooks faster and it sticks to the pan. Yeah. Or if it's sticking to the pan, it just might be because your pan not non-stick. But
when you have that one pan that's the best pan in the kitchen, but it has ran its course.
So the first step will be removing that pan completely away from the stove, from the heat, so you can stop that cooking, because
stop the cooking process. It's going to continue to get cooked and get caked on and get harder and harder and harder. So
now the second step will be, once you remove it, you're going to actually scrape out the rest of the residue, or the fun, as they would say if you was making a sauce. Scrape it out the pan using a rubber spatula or a wooden spoon.
And that's going to use stainless steel. Do not use stainless steel. You do not need the hardest spatula to get it out of the pan. Use wooden or
rubber.
Yes.
If you use a stainless steel spatula, you will scratch the material of the pan, the Teflon or whatever the pan is coated with that helps it to stay non-stick. Yes. Your pan will no longer be non-stick. It will be a very sticky pan.
And the next time you will need this step to go through these steps and processes again.
Yeah, they sure will. And then, of course, the third step with this would be to boil water with a lemon, or you can use dish detergent. Now, with the lemon part, you can use lemon juice. You can get a fresh lemon and just Place it in there. You probably need 1 or 2 pieces. Put it in there and boil it for just a little bit.
Cut it in half, cut it in quarters, and just boil it with the water.
Or you could do the dish detergent. Works the same way. You don't need a lot of dish detergent. If it's, it's still a chemical.
Yeah.
Put it in there and you boil that just for a little bit, just to release and loosen up the
remnants, all the stuff that's residue, if you will, in the pot and pan. So.
Oh yes, and then the last step, of course, would be boiling with baking soda. This is another way. I wouldn't say this is the last step, but
it'd be an alternative option.
Alternative way,
basically.
Boiling with baking soda, a baking soda solution. And I feel like this way works really, really good. I do baking soda myself. I don't usually do dish detergent because it's a chemical and it's in the air. That's just like putting
some Clorox on the stove or Fabuloso when people say they're trying to.
Because you want to air freshen your house.
Yeah, no, not safe, people. Not safe at all. I do the lemon.
Yeah.
And I've done baking soda before. I agree with you. It's a really good process.
I tried baking soda. Baking soda is my go-to. I had like maybe 2 or 3 boxes. I got boxes on deck for.
Well, it all depends on, these are common things that you keep in the household. Yeah. Typically, you have baking soda. I usually have a box or 2 on the shelf at all times, or a box in the fridge.
Yeah, it's important for the refrigerator anyway, just to keep it fresh. The
smell and fresh. So
if y'all ain't know that, we throwing in the extra tip.
We'll open the doors for you in a few. But definitely, we keep a box in the fridge, so you can just take a teaspoon of the baking soda that you keep in the fridge for the freshness, or something that's common, and then they're super cheap. A lemon is like 10 cents. A box of baking soda is like 50 cents.
Yeah.
And if you keep one in your pantry or on your shelves, you'll be able to clean your pots out pretty easily.
That's right. That's right.
But we're not burning stuff though, so
we don't burn food over here. Not over here. But speaking with our meals and stuff today, we have the sloppy joe like we told them. But of course, we like to add our own
special twist
to it. And with this sloppy joe in specific, we're going to be using apples. So of course we do want to show you how to slice an apple the proper way, with getting the core out and just getting the maximum use of that apple without cutting fingers off and just like
no fingers.
It can get a little rough. Apple.
Now this one's a pretty simple process. A lot of people, I think the struggle is we don't know how to. Yeah. So it becomes like a maze almost. How do I do this and get the most of the apple?
I mean, we really can't claim that it's a right or wrong way because everybody does it different. Yeah. But there is a proper way.
There's a proper way, and I think an easier way.
An easier way to do it. So
easier, maybe not right or wrong, but easier. So basically, with the apple, you would start with the whole apple. For this recipe, we use the red apple. This works for red, green, Fiji,
whatever kind of apple.
Any apple that you have.
This is the apple season, okay? Apples. September is coming.
So basically, you're going to slice it in half, straight through the core, cut the apple in half. And then you'll be able to see the center core and the apple flesh or meat on both sides. So from the half, then you're going to cut it into quarters.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So now this is where it starts to kind of come together. So now you'll have the core open on the interior parts of the quarter that you had. So originally you cut it in half and you can see the core, but it's still surrounded by the apple. When you cut it into quarters, now the core that you're trying to get rid of is on the edge.
It's like on the outside.
On the outside.
You'll be able to see the core now, so you can remove it once you have the quarters. So.
Yeah. So I've had, per our instructions, you would just slice the core off. I've had some chefs in the past use a core and just slice the core out to get as close as possible to the.
They actually have the cores too, where it's round. You just stick
like
it right
straight through the
apple.
Middle. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've seen it. Yeah. They have one for a pineapple too, which is awesome.
Oh wow, I haven't seen that yet. I only seen the apple.
Yeah, it's one of those little gadgets.
Okay.
I was up late, infomercial TV. Yeah, it was really cool.
All those cool gadgets that you don't see in the store.
So basically, you'll have the core on the edge on the outside. Now you would slice the core out, and then you would just continue to slice those quarters of apples into whatever size you need. Wow. For our recipe, we did really thin slices. You can do thick slices if you're using it for a snack with your kids with peanut butter or any other kind of sauce, or you can do thinner slices and so forth. So again, pretty simple 3 to 4 step process, and you would have you're maximizing your apple eating ability.
So you just with the core, and because usually when people slice apples, you will have how a whole round piece, you
Yeah.
just got two sides, but you still got the shape of the apple, just
Yeah.
the center with the
Mhm.
still meat on the side. So yes.
Yep.
Apples are tricky, but they taste good. So they are tricky, but they taste good.
So before we get into our recipe, we want to say thank you to all of our Facebook Live viewers, and
We just
just
want to
make
make
sure
you guys
everybody's
are subscribing.
subscribed.
Yes.
You can find us on iCloud, not iTunes. Y'all, I'm gonna get it right one day. One day I'm gonna get it right. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud. We're everywhere. You can subscribe to thesphere.tv using hashtag thespheretv, hashtag a la carte to subscribe to our show specifically. And
Yeah, they also make sure you guys are reviewing us. You know, we want to get that feedback so we can continue to put out that great content for you guys each and every week. Great recipes, great news,
absolutely.
just great everything a la carte. Okay.
And once you've subscribed, you also have the option to donate, because at the Sphere, our goal is to bring great content to you guys. So you can donate thesphere.tv/donate, and there's an option to make a one-time donation or multiple donations as well. So you can find all of that on the website, all the details.
All on the website, so check it out. And
Yes.
once again, make sure you guys subscribe so you can see about this meal.
So later on, you'll be able to get the recipe on the website. But if you're subscribed, you'll get it right now. So let's get into some apple chicken sloppy joes.
That's right.
Chicken apple
chicken, sloppy joes. I know it's different. They like, what?
Chicken.
Chicken. That's how we do it. Chicken.
So we're signing off to all of our Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you go back to the website and download the recipe so you can make your sloppy joes. Okay?
Woo.
Yes.
Hey. All right. So now we're on to that chicken apple sloppy
Yes.
joe.
So yes, we said chicken. I know earlier I said sloppy joes. That was our recipe today. But we have the a la carte kick. We're gonna do. Normally we cook the traditional recipe for you guys. Today we're gonna cook the best, good, better, best, the healthy way for you guys, which uses ground chicken versus ground beef.
Yep.
Just as good. The kids will never know. It's covered in sauce. So we're going to go over the ingredients, and then we'll talk about specifically the healthy way, because that's what we're going to cook today in the kitchen.
Oh, yes. So, of course, this is an all-time kids' favorite.
Yes.
So it's what better way than to have a meal that's healthy and it's affordable and it's something that the kids already love that they probably getting in school, just with beef.
Yeah. I was just about to say, because school is starting
Yeah.
back up pretty soon for a lot of kids, and so they're going to be having this at lunch, and that's one of, not a pet peeve of mine, but my son comes home and asks me to cook what the lunch lady cooked. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
But yeah, this is a great dinner if you don't really have a lot of time. You know, the kids gonna be home soon. That way you can get it done.
Yep.
And they being healthy at the same time. So
Yep.
Of course, jumping right into our ingredients, the good way for this meal will be ground. I even put shredded chicken on there. If you don't have ground chicken in your local store, feel free to do the shredded chicken the same way we do it, boil it, shred it. Works the same way. We have green bell peppers. You have the sloppy joe sauce in a can. You can use brown sugar, red apples, buns, and of course celery is just that extra healthy touch to it.
Yeah.
And
so then there's the healthy way. Instead of using white buns, you can use whole wheat buns. Instead of ground beef or shredded chicken, you can use lean chicken, which is what we have today. And they have a reduced sodium sloppy joe sauce, believe it or not.
A reduced sodium.
Yeah, so instead of the traditional can or just the regular one, you can get a healthier version in the stores.
And of course, our fancy way, like you can't get any fancier than this. This is fancy. A crispy chicken sandwich.
Chicken pat, like the
crispy,
fully fried patty.
A crispy chicken patty with that sloppy joe sauce on top, with some bacon, with a toasted bun with the butter.
Toasted brioche bun.
With butter. Okay? Like, that sounds so good right now. Like, I want to try that.
Bacon and chicken. I can see it.
Bacon, butter, brioche,
and chicken.
That's crispy. Okay.
It gives you a nice crunch, consistency, textural difference.
We got to put the apples on that one. This is too fancy.
Actually, I think the apples would be good.
A nice crunch. A sweet touch, too.
It would give you some sweetness to it, because the sauce is going to have the tangy from the brown sugar. See, Okay.
We over here drinking.
I'm like, oh, that sounds good.
Sounds really good.
That sounds really good.
Bacon and butter.
Correction. Let's get rid of this chicken. Mini recipe change for the day. No. But yeah, so definitely, like you said, today we're going to cook the healthy way of the sloppy joes. So we're in the kitchen and we're going to go ahead and go over our ingredients with you guys.
Yes, we can.
And then Chef Robin will start cooking.
And
Okay.
of course, you guys make sure you are putting on your aprons. If you're already in the kitchen, you're watching, you're already ready. So we're not ready. We got to put our aprons on.
Yes.
And then we're going to get the party started.
So while we're getting our aprons on and going over the ingredients, you guys can be printing the recipe or getting the PDF together so that you can have the ingredients already listed out. Okay, dokie. Thank you, ma'am.
Aprons. And this is a very important step if you don't want to mess your nice clothes up.
I think my clothes okay.
Put your apron on.
Is that just being lazy?
No.
Mine don't fit over my hair.
Okay. All right, since we're here, let me just go ahead and put my chair to the side.
Okay. So our ingredients have already been laid out for you guys.
Our ingredients here, like we said, we have the ground chicken. We have our burger buns. Feel free to use any brand that you like. However you like them, whole wheat, grain, mini sliders. We have apples here. We have some
chopped bell peppers.
The celery, of course, you can always throw in a little extra celery. And then we have, of course, the manwich.
And we did the bold sauce, so it has a little extra kick to it, too.
That's right. And so you're going to start, of course, with your pan. Okay.
That we have not cleaned with the stainless steel spatula.
We're going to start with our pan, of course. And have some type of utensil, a wooden spoon, a rubber spatula. Go ahead and turn on our heat. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and open our chicken. And we're going to place this chicken right on the inside of the pan. Be sure to make sure you guys are taking that paper out. You don't want to cook paper in the chicken. And you're just going to place that in there. With this recipe, you see there's no oil needed on the sheet at all. If you start with a non-stick pan, you should be okay at a medium-low heat, because once you add the sauce in, it's going to help to release whatever is stuck to the pan.
And we don't want it to stick.
But you have to also make sure you're moving it around while it's in this pan. You're going to have a little bit of pieces left to the pan, but it's not going to be burnt to the pan. You don't want burnt chicken, because then the kids going to notice that it's chicken.
Has a different taste, a different consistency.
They're like, Mom, what is this? Thought this was beef. This is chicken.
So while Chef Robin is cooking the chicken, because that won't take long at all, I'm going to get the buns ready and put them on the plate.
So this is the really fun part. Once this chicken cooks a bit more, then you're going to go ahead and add in your celery, because you want to saute it to soften it up. And then you're also going to add in your green bell peppers. So let's just keep this chicken moving. Keep this chicken moving. Keep it moving.
So this was the ground chicken, and we did a very lean ground chicken. Like we said in the recipe, you can use a shredded chicken if you want a thicker consistency. That could work as well.
It sure can.
And then chicken is cheaper than beef too, so you have options on price points.
You sure do.
Easy to make and quick too.
Now, you know, like with the typical sloppy joes, they're usually using like onion powder,
Yeah.
garlic powders, this, that, salt, peppers, and this way this is truly healthy. I try not to bring too much of my healthy self into a la carte.
Hey, as long as
But
it
it's
tastes good.
hard to do it because I do it so much.
As long as it tastes good, it's fine.
Yes, I don't want them like, man, they always cooking healthy. Nah, I want to treat.
No, we cook good.
We
That's what
cook
we do.
good. That's what we gonna say. Because healthy is not bad. Healthy is good too.
We cook good. So we have good tasting food.
Let's make sure our fire is still working. It is on.
So the celery is about ready to go in now.
Oh yes.
Starting to get, so we sliced up some celery, pretty thin slices,
Pretty
really
thin.
less than quarter of an inch, about an eighth of an inch, really thin. Because I know the kids typically they see green or they see vegetables and
They're
they're
like, no, I don't want
everybody
that.
assumes that everything is an onion.
And it's not onion. It's usually bell pepper or
Yeah.
celery.
So there you go, celery mixed in,
Wanna go
and then we're
ahead.
gonna put the bell pepper in also. And this also will help the consistency with them, so they're not too crunchy.
And we just want to saute it in. Let me check on my fire. It's very low. All right, Chef, we might have to pull out our backup, but that is okay. So we can continue to.
Well, I can check that if you want to get the apples. Explain to them the apple slices and put them on the bread. I'll take care and
Yes,
finish cooking the
ma'am.
chicken.
All right, now with our apple slices, of course, we explained to you guys earlier that we sliced our apples thin. Don't worry about the apples browning just a little bit because, of course, the apples are going to be covered with sauce, so you don't have to worry about, oh, my apples are brown. They're not going to eat them because, if anything, the way we're going to place these apples on the plate is going to be placed on the bottom bun, and we're going to show you that once we get into plating. We made sure that our apple slices are thin and they're not thick. You don't want them too big. They're too big and it's not going to stay on the sandwich. And also, we're not making a pie, so we have to make sure these pieces lay beautifully on the plate.
So we sliced them, but then sprinkled
Yeah.
with just a little bit of lemon juice.
A little bit of lemon juice.
So it gives them a tang on top of the natural sweetness of the apple. But as Chef Robin mentioned earlier, it helps with the color. But when you mix that with the flavor of the sauce, it all makes a huge difference.
And then we also have extra celery on the side. Now you're saying probably like, oh, it's celery inside. We have celery on the side. This is a great addition to making the meal even healthier. That extra added touch on the side. You can use any kind of dips. You don't necessarily have to do a celery on the side of this sloppy joe.
Well, it'll be another alternative.
It could be another alternative. You can do carrot sticks. You can do
carrots would be cool.
broccoli. You can do just about any vegetable with this sloppy joe. And I feel like this is really, really good because it all flows. It's healthy. You don't have to worry about the kids eating good, but they're eating good and healthy at the same time. And that's a big thing that's very important around the school time with the school lunches, making sure they get the proper nutrition.
So the apples, guys, and the celery, this was my first time having apples and celery on the side with my sloppy joe. I'm telling you, it's awesome.
It's the bomb.
It's really good. I think the apples definitely give it a textural component, a crunch that you don't normally have. So
it's something that's different, of course. And like I said, even if you want to switch this meal up, instead of doing actually hamburgers, you can use regular white toasted bread. Or if maybe you want to use this recipe for a party and you want to do mini sloppy joe chicken sliders, that would be a different approach. No one will even know. They're enjoying themselves and they're once again eating healthy at the same time. So
eating good.
Eating good. Let me say eating good. That's right. I don't want to scare nobody away. And then, of course, the manwich. You can find manwiches in the store, different kinds. We're using the bold sloppy joe, so this sauce is very bold. It stands out. They got the light sloppy joe, they got the bold, and they got the low sodium, and then they have a lot of different ways that you can get this sauce. But we're using bold because a la carte is bold today because we're using chicken too.
And now because we have the sauce, we don't need to season our meat.
Yeah,
because the sauce has So it has salt and it's seasoned already. It is the seasoning basically.
Yeah, so if you do put salt or pepper, it's going to be a bit much because this sauce has the garlic, it has the onions, it has the paprika, it has everything that you need basically right in here. Also, another great deal with the toast. If you like it toasted, you can go ahead and toast your buns with a little bit of butter. But if you want it soft, feel free to just eat it right out of the pack.
So now that the ground chicken is cooked, celery and bell peppers are softened.
Yes.
We're going to just add that sauce in.
We're going to put that right in that pan, and that looks delicious.
So we just put the sauce right on top, stir it all together, and I'm going to let Chef Robin continue with her apples on the bun while we go back to the high heat.
Oh, yes. So now I'm going to be showing you guys the placement of these apples. Of course, like I said, if you want to, I'm losing my thoughts here. But if you want to toast your buns, you can with butter. If you don't want to toast the buns, it's okay. So we're going to place the apples right on the bottom. You could do 3 apples, you could do 4 apples. Doesn't really matter. It just depends on how much of an apple lover you are. Gonna place that there.
Do you put them on the bottom and top or just the bottom?
Just the bottom. I feel like the bottom secures the apples in the sandwich because you have sloppy joe mix on top and then you put the lid, so it kind of keeps the apples in place, so you're actually enjoying the apples with the sloppy joe. So I put those there for you guys to see how we place those apples.
So we did red apples. Have you ever tried it with green or a different type of apple?
I thought about green apples in a store, but I didn't want to,
get too
get
sour note.
Yeah, I feel like red apples would do the job. And these, by the way, are red delicious apples, just the basic apple that would be served in schools or just basic apple. I didn't want to go too far with the apple, and just knowing that it's for kids, you don't want to do too much to where it's something they're not going to want to eat.
That they're not familiar with. And the celery is the side, right?
And celery is on the side, of course.
So it doesn't take long for the sauce to heat up, guys.
So we'll place these celery sticks on the side once we place our meat on top. Now, the fun thing about sloppy joes, it's called sloppy joe for a reason, because it's a sloppy sandwich. So you don't have to worry about trying to be clean and eat it a certain way. That's what kids love about it, that it's a messy meal. You get to get the face messy, hands messy, and it tastes good. So
okay, hot pot coming through.
all right, so we have our
plate some sloppy joes.
Yes, this looks delicious. And this is, when you guys are smelling, you want to be sure to fan. Never place your face in the pan. This looks delicious. So I'll pull one of these over here. And we're going to go ahead and scoop some of this
right on top. Yum.
Don't worry about it falling on the plate. It will be okay. It's a sloppy joe. You can get it as sloppy as you want.
And don't be stingy with the meat either.
You want to load it up. Lift that bun up really quick. Okay. And then you're going to place the bun on top. And then, of course, you have your celery sticks. Feel free to just place those in the corner. And this is one of the sloppy joes.
Yum, yum, yum.
That looks delicious. So I'll let Chef learn that
design. I volunteered a taste test.
I'll let her design one.
Well, it's pretty simple. I'm following suit. So
it looks so good. It smells good over here, you guys. Like, I'm ready to just get a big bite. I know it's gonna be hot, but ready to get a big bite now.
It looks yum.
Delicious. And you can see the celery and everything. It doesn't look like too much.
So your kids are getting veggies. They're getting lean ground chicken. They're getting vegetables from the celery. I don't really like the celery, but I'll eat it if it makes my kid eat it.
And these are the great grand ways to do it.
Yep.
You can have it open face or closed. And it looks delicious. And these meals took us less than 15 minutes. Simple prep, just slicing apples and celery, cooking the meat that took about maybe 5
to 7
5 to
minutes.
7 minutes.
Not long at all.
A
The
can
sauce
of
heats up
sauce.
super quick.
Yeah, so it's very simple. And this is it.
Voila.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this meal that's very simple. The kids gonna love it. We love it. And it's something that's cost efficient. If you like this meal, you can be sure to go on the website www.thesphere.tv/a la carte and you can grab those recipes. Also, if you have any pictures of this product, if you made this at home or you tried it or you have a different kind of sloppy joe way that you do, make sure you're tagging us on social media on Instagram at the Sphere TV #a la carte and just show us those pictures. We want to show well, we don't want to show you guys, but we want to see you.
Yeah, we want to see what you guys have done.
We want to see what you guys have done and the kids enjoying it, and we want all that feedback. So please tag us.
Absolutely.
Tag us.
You
You
ready to eat?
I am ready to eat because this right here is the truth. We got extra, so make sure y'all get y'all bowls ready so we can serve up.
Yeah, we did a serving size of 4 with this one. So
Serving size of 4. So if you got 2 kids, 2 adults, everybody is fed.
or a hungry adult, because I could
Or a
take
hungry
2.
adult, you can have 2, and the other person can have 2. It all works out just good. Once again, I am your host, Chef Jones, Good Meal Deals Personal Chef Services.
And I am Chef Lornette with Helping Hands Food Delivery. It's been great cooking with you guys in the kitchen, and we'll see you for another episode.